Congratulations, big milestone.
Thank you. Yeah. Obviously, when you get drafted, the aim is to play one AFL game and then to make it to 100 and then to make it to 150. It's pretty humbling. I've actually if you told me when I got drafted that I would be able to play 150 games, I wouldn't have probably believed you. But to be here, it's pretty special, and it's probably more credit to the people that have supported me along the way, my family, my friends, and the club in general. I can't thank them enough. They've obviously been a massive support in getting me here and becoming the person and player I am today. So
it's a nice little group around you and hitting that mark this year, and it's the guys that have been here, well, obviously for that length of time. Now things are starting to turn for you, because it wasn't like that to start with.
No, absolutely not. I think we've got Harris's maybe next week and Darcy Gardner's in a few weeks as well. So those guys are super resilient. They've been through some pretty hard times with myself, and I just remember every year, you sign on and just hope that one day you can reap the rewards of some wins and all these things, because obviously when I first got drafted, the wins were pretty hard to come by. But obviously now, when you do win, you definitely you don't take that for granted, knowing how hard it was back in those early days.
What do you remember from those early days? Not many wins in the first few years.
No, it wasn't. It was. I just remember being so young and just trying to put the head down and bum up, I guess. And it was. It's probably just a different culture. We had a lot of older guys that were probably coming towards the end of their career, and there was very few young guys that were kind of driving the club forward. So we had to go through some pretty challenging times, and once we overcome that, we definitely saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're definitely reaping the rewards of that now.
Was your first game Brownies farewell?
Yes, it was. Yeah, so that was a pretty memorable moment for me. Obviously playing your first game, but I actually stepped outside the goal square with about maybe 10 seconds to go, and we're up by 4 points. And back in those days, that was a ball up at the top of the goal square, and obviously these days I would have got a stat for it, but now it's back then it was a ball up, and we were lucky to hold on by 4 points. So definitely a memorable victory, that one.
But he didn't play, so you didn't actually get to play on the field with him?
No, I never played on the field with him. 2 weeks before that was his final concussion. And then we went to Perth. I was actually the travelling emergency. And then, come back and played North Melbourne in round 15. Hold on by 4 points, which was nice. So.
And now playing in a forward line it was almost a changing of the guard. And you're that big body, that big size. I know there's a couple of other big blokes up there with you, but that would have been daunting, thinking, Brownie's coming out, I'm coming in.
Well, I actually was a defender back then.
No, I know, but still, it was that sort of,
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you're right. So in my first year, I was flipped forward and back, bit of a swingman. Wasn't really sure where my best position was, and even probably for my first 50 or 60 games, that was kind of the case. So to now be cemented as a forward and feel like that's definitely the place where I play my best footy. It's really nice, and but still knowing that things happen in games, injuries happen, and if I need to go back, I've still got the development and the experience down there to know that I'm able to perform a role down there.
I guess I should have framed it that was an opening, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can hang on. It's an opening filling the shoes of perhaps Jonathan Brown.
Yeah, you'd only ever dream of filling those shoes, but it's just it was pretty awesome experience just to even train with him and learn from him in the locker room, and someone of that calibre. We had Simon Black as a coach as well, so we had plenty of talent from that era to learn off and gain experience from, which was definitely a really special thing for me.
I think we have got it confirmed that 150 is life membership.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
That must mean something.
Absolutely. It's I've just said in the meeting downstairs that you get drafted at 18 years old, and I'm nearly 27, and pretty much my whole adult life has been Brisbane Lions, this football club. So this club is a massive part of my life, and I can't thank them enough. And if that's correct, life membership, that's extremely humbling, and I just bit surprised that I got here along the journey, but it's it's super like exciting, and probably more so for my parents. I think they're going to really soak up this moment and enjoy it, and I've just got to go out there and focus on the footy, I guess. So.
Now you got a big decision to make this year. There's a lot of fans out there wanting to know where you're at, where's your headspace at the moment, and where you're at in that decision-making process in terms of your contract.
I mean, for me, like the contract stuff, I'm just kind of putting that on the back burner. Like my manager and the club are in constant talk, so I'm really comfortable where that sits. And for me, like I've got bigger things to worry about on field than what's going on off field. We're trying to put ourselves in a position to win a flag, and we need to continue to find our form again, and be in that premiership form, and that's my sole focus, making sure I'm trying to compete and be the best player I can be, and best teammate I can be. So I think that'll just kind of take care of itself in the background, and I won't worry too much about it.
So it's not a burden to have that. It's obviously a big decision.
Yeah, like it isn't. Like it's a big decision, but at the same time, like I can't really control what's going on off field. Like all I can control is what I'm doing on field, and just making sure that I'm just doing everything I can to be the best player and teammate I can be.
So through your eyes, what's got to happen to turn this little mini, I don't know if you'd call it a slump, just the inconsistencies, I guess, the past few weeks the team had. What's got to help turn that around this weekend?
Oh well, yeah, it's a very long season. All teams kind of go through mini slumps, or whatever you want to call them. But for us, like we just know that when we're playing our best footy, well, first of all, we're getting our hands on it. We're winning it in the contest. We're winning that territory battle. We're getting it into our forwards. We're setting up well behind the ball. We're defending well. We know we can kick a score. It's probably just more our defensive stuff that we've got to continue to keep getting better at. And we've spoken a lot about it this week. We obviously being a bit of a shorter week coming off Perth, you can't do a lot on the field, but it's more in the meetings and in the watching vision and these sorts of things. So we've been really focused on that, and making sure that we're sharp coming into Saturday night.
Just one more from me. So Joe back in that forward line. It's the first time, obviously, the three of you, Joe and Eric, have got to work together this year. What does that mean? We know you had great success as a trio last year.
Oh, look, it's great that we're all able to play together again, and we did have great success last year, but we're also we're all kind of still finding our feet again. Obviously, Joe, we're not expecting him to go out and kick 8 goals, coming off a shoulder. So we're just going to go out there, compete hard, bring our pressure game. Eric's still finding his feet. He's shown us glimpses of his best again, which has been awesome. And we're just looking forward to building some continuity over the next 10 or so rounds, and then hopefully by that stage, we're really in sync and playing some really good footy together, and can compete hard coming into finals.
Dan, you mentioned pressure game. When he's on, there's none better than Robbo.
Yeah. Oh, man, he's a great player. He's been a great servant of the club, and I think all the fans, he's a fan favourite. So to have him back in the side, it's going to be massive for us. And his tackling pressure, his compete, it's going to be massive for us this weekend. So St Kilda are a great side, and we've got to match him in those areas. And I'm sure we'll be ready to go come Saturday night. So.
Needed too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's. To be the best, you got to kind of beat the best, and St Kilda are right up there this year, and they've shown that they're really capable of competing against the top quality side. So we need to be on our game to beat them, and they showed us last year if you're just slightly off, if you don't convert your opportunities, then they can definitely get a hold of you. So we'll be looking to counter that.
How many tickets to be nice family friends?
Oh, it's been a bit of a weird week. Little bit of stuff going on in Melbourne, so my sister and stuff haven't been able to get up, but I think I've got about 12, so not too many. Yeah.